Hello there, strong peeps, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be doing some overhead presses and deadlifts. Today was a really successful day for me, so I thought I'd narrate and walk you guys through what's happening. So because I had to go up to 72 kilograms on my overhead press, I decided to do a little bit more thorough warm-up than I'm used to. So I started with the bar, did a couple of sets of 40 kilograms with 10s on the side, till I felt my shoulders were nice and warm, nice and mobile. Slowly and gradually increase the weights. Not doing too many repetitions as I don't want to burn out, fatigue myself before my working set, so I just did about 1 or 2 repetitions per set. Shoulders are starting to feel really good. This was 70 kilograms. My last warm-up set before my working set starts, and on to tier 1. As you guys can see, I'm using 1 kilogram ankle weights on the side to add 5 pounds into the bar, as I haven't gotten plates yet, but this seems to do the job quite well, so for now, until I get plates, I'll be using these. Handy tip for you guys that don't have plates and don't want to go out and buy, just go get yourself some cheap ankle weights, strap them to the end of the barbell. Weight started getting quite heavy. I didn't count my rest time, so not sure how long I rested between sets, but perhaps not enough, as I felt my reps started slowing down. Towards my last couple of sets, I started using my wrist wraps just to keep my wrist tight to prevent some injury. I don't want to be my wrists, or don't want to have my wrists as my limiting factor. I want to move the weight using my shoulders, so even though there are accessories and some equipment, decided let's use all I can so that I can lift as much weight as possible. This was my AMRAP set, or so I thought. As you guys are going to see now, I didn't quite make as many reps as I wanted to. The bounce in the bar kind of set me off a bit, so I needed to slow down a little bit. Decided to just take a small little break and try again. But unfortunately, I just couldn't get it up. I got upset about that, so I decided to rest about 3 whole minutes and then try again. I was determined to try break 7 repetitions, so 5 just wasn't good enough. Rested a bit, put some music in my ears, psyched myself up, and away we go. I felt that my repetitions were a lot better than the previous set. Not just less momentum, but I felt that the speed of the bar moving up was actually a little bit faster than my previous sets. And I broke my 7 repetitions, so I'm super happy about that. That's a rep and weight PR for me. For this overhead presses was never something I actually did, so I'm quite excited that I'm able to move this much weight so easily, so quickly. On to my tier 2 exercises, deadlifts. Like I explained to some of you guys earlier, that when I do tier 2 or lighter weight exercises, I always use double overhand grip and no wrist wraps or chalk or anything. Just try to tax my wrists and my forearms as much as possible, as the goal here isn't to move as much weight as possible, it's just an accessory movement. Also, as you can see with the way I'm putting my feet together, I'm trying to go as close together as possible. Reason for this is I can create a little bit more hamstring tension, and as I'm not really doing any leg curls or leg accessory movements, I'm trying to put as much strain on my hamstrings to grow them as possible. So I feel the closer my feet are together, the more of a sort of hybrid stiff leg deadlift movement it is. And last exercise, or last set for tier 2. I call this the formal stance. Your feet as close as possible. I'm not using hook grip for those of you guys that are wondering. I'm just wrapping my hand around the bar. Towards the end I do hang into my fingers just to get a bit of extra forearm work. My grip is not a limiting factor for me, and neither is this weight, so I'm just trying to get as much of an all-round workout as I can in my body. Alright, on to tier 3. Some dumbbell rows. Over here I'm using 28 kilograms. Last week I ended up with 18 repetitions for my final set. I was determined this week that I would beat it. First 2 sets are just 15 straight repetitions, so those were quite easy. Starting with my weaker arm and then moving over to my stronger arm. These actually start to get quite fatiguing. First 10 repetitions or so are quite easy. It's a lot lighter weight that I'm used to before this kind of program, but the repetitions is definitely not something I'm conditioned for. On to set number 2, still 15 repetitions. These do seem to take forever after you've beat your 15 repetitions and realize you've got a whole other set coming up and you got to try get 25. And the rest period of 90 seconds can also be quite taxing. These are the only really movements that I do time. My tier 1 and 2, I kind of just go with the flow how I feel. I kind of used maybe a bit too much speed on these. I won't say that I dropped the weight or used momentum on the way down, but on my way up I was quite explosive, almost like pulling a lawnmower starting that. Once again, starting with my left arm is to not overdo it with my right and not be able to meet it with my left arm. And 25 repetitions. So next week I gotta go up in weight. Super happy about that. Last week 18 was all I could do and I was quite fatigued. Same with this arm. I was just pumping the reps out, starting that lawnmower as fast as I possibly could and getting it done. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a comment. I would like to know if you guys think my overhead press form is good. How wide or how narrow does your grip go when you use it? And then on dumbbell rows, how far back do you pull your elbow? Do you pull the weight straight up or do you pull it back a little bit? I like back, but that's for me. See you in the next one.